Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. I am again Shoaib Ahmed Aywazi here with another interesting experiment related to the DC machines. Today we are going to perform the experiment of the separately excited DC generator. Before doing this experiment, we have to know what is the uh, definition of the DC generator. The DC generator or the generator is the device which is used to convert the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. A generator requires a prime mover which rotates its shaft to provide the mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy will be converted into the electrical energy. And the DC generator, according to the construction, there are the two main windings, the armature winding and the field winding. In the field winding, it is sometimes separately excited by any DC source, or sometimes it is self-excited, produce the self-magnetism in it. And the main purpose of the field winding is to produce the magnetic field. And the armature winding is going to be rotated by the prime mover. So according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, whenever a flux is linking with the coil, it changes and EMF is induced in the coil, already the armature winding is rotated by the prime mover, and field winding is going to be excited by the DC source. Okay, so what happened? Your lines of cuts of flux will be maximum, and induced EMF in the armature winding will be the greater one. So EMF equation of the DC generator is that phi Zp over 60A. This is the formula for calculating the generated EMF in the DC generator. So today we are doing the experiment of the DC separately excited generator. The DC separately excited generator, again in this generator we have the two windings, the armature winding and the field winding. The armature winding is the rotating winding which is to be rotated with the help of this prime mover. And again here in this experiment we have to use the three-phase induction motor which is act as a prime mover to provide the mechanical energy to this generator, and that generator will produce the generated voltage from the armature winding. And we will use the ammeter and the voltmeter to measure the amount of the voltage, DC current from this experiment, so that we know how the DC generator will generate this generated voltage from this operation. And then now this type of in this type of the experiment, the DC generator field winding is excited from this DC source, and this DC source is going to be provided from this DC supply, and the field winding is excited, in which the magnetic field is generated. And if the shaft is going to be rotated, then already the field winding is excited, then lines of cuts of flux will be maximum, and hence the armature voltage will be greater one. So if we are going to see the circuit diagram of this DC separately excited generator, so as you can see in this diagram, this is the field winding which is going to be excited from the separately excited DC source, and the armature winding is directly connected with the load. So again, if you see here, the armature current is equal to the load current. Why? Because if we are placing an ammeter over here, so this will be the common ammeter for the load and for the armature side current. So this if armature current is the same one, then load current will be the same one, because armature and the load are connected in series. Okay, so electric power is generated in the armature will be the multiplication of the, what is the power? V multiplied by I. So electric power here is generated in the armature will be the multiplication of the generated voltage multiplied by IA. And what about the load voltage? That will be the multiplication of the terminal voltage and your load armature current. So this was the formula for calculation the different types of the
your voltages and the current, means the voltage which is generated in the armature and the voltage which is the terminal voltage which is to be obtained from the load side. So now after this we have to conduct the experiment, and again we have to deassemble all these connecting wires, and again we have to connect this these wires with different modules to verify this experiment. So now we have to connect this prime mover and the DC separately excited generator with the different modules. Now we have to connect these modules with the wires. So first of all, we have to make the connection of this prime mover, which is called as the induction motor. Simply, it has the three phase. We have to take the three phase supply, and wattmeter is connected in between any two phases. So this will be the first phase, okay, and so this will be connected with this neutral, and then this is going to be connected with this, and it is a star connected. Obviously our last points will be the shorted one, and again second phase we have to take in, and again this will be another phase. Short these CCA current coils, measure these wattmeters are used to measure the power which is to be drawn by the induction motor, okay, and this will be connected with the neutral, and also this will be connected with this V, okay. Now I am going to directly connect this W, because this is like a three-phase power measurement by the 2 wattmeter method is also going to be proved from this experiment, and again this will be the connected with this. Okay, now the prime mover connections are complete. Now we have to connect the DC generator portion. So this you can see, this is the armature winding and this is the exciting winding. Means this is the armature winding, that from there which we have to collect the generated voltage, and this is the field winding which is to be excited by this DC separately excited DC source. Separately excited DC source we have to connect. First of all, we have to connect this armature winding with the load side. According to this diagram, we have to connect this armature winding with in series. Ammeter will be connected in series with the load. We have to take in this 100 ohm fixed load, okay. So this is connected with this ammeter. So this will give us the armature current and as well as the load current of the machine, okay. Okay. So this will be the and then we have to measure the amount of the armature voltage, which is the generated voltage, connect the voltmeter in parallel across the armature windings. So this will give us the armature winding voltage. So armature connections are being done. Now connect this field winding. Now this is the separately excited DC source. So this is connected in series with this ammeter to give us the reading of the field current here, IF, okay, with this field winding, and this will be connected with this. Now the connections are being done. So this voltmeter, these are the connections which has been done. So this voltmeter will give us the generated voltage EG, and this ammeter will give us the which is connected in series with the armature winding and the load side. Obviously this will give us the reading of the IA, which is equal to that IL over here. IA means armature current is equal to load current, and this gives us the field current. Before that, if we are not giving the field current, its value will be 0, okay. Now we have to operate this equipment. First of all, we need to start the prime mover, which is the 3-phase induction motor. So during the experiment, the fuse has been blown off. Now we have changed the fuse of the 3-phase supply, and again we have to start the start the prime mover, which is the 3-phase induction motor. We have to give up to the maximum voltage to be operated on. So this is the prime mover, and this is the voltage which is to be drawn by the induction motor, 11 volt, okay, 0.12 ampere, same one. Now as you can see, the field current is 0 because we did not energize the field winding of the DC generator here, but armature voltage is 11 generated voltage because already the prime mover is going to rotate the shaft of the alternate generator, so obviously it will give us the 11 voltage and current, which is the 0.11. so this current is called as armature current, and the same load current are the same one here. So if we are increasing the excitation, means the field winding DC current, what happens, the generated voltage will be more. Why? Because according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, whenever a flux linking with the coil is changes, an EMF is induced in the coil. If the lines of the cuts of the flux are greater one, obviously the generated voltage across the armature winding will be the greater one. So if you can see, if I am going to increase the field current, then what happens, this armature voltage will be too much greater. Why? Because the lines of the cuts of the flux are greater, means the magnetization effect here is maximum, so obviously the armature voltage will be the greater. So increase the field current. So now before that, when DC field current was 0, armature voltage was 11 or the 12. Now if we are increasing the value of the up to the 15 volt field voltage or the 0.04 field current, the voltage is going to be increased of the armature voltage, which is the 30 volt or the 29 volt. So this was the experiment of the DC separately excited generator operation, that how we can operate this DC separately excited generator. We need the field DC separately excited source to excite the field winding to produce the magnetism effect in the field winding, and the generator armature voltage should be taken from the armature winding of the generator. So I hope that you have understood the experiment, and again we have to stop this prime mover, and this will be the 0. And at the last, please subscribe my YouTube channel Shoaib Ahmed Dayo, and press the bell icon button for the more interesting notifications and videos. That your subscription motivates me to make more videos related to this content. Thank you very much.